Yo, digital world, what does it do? This is yours truly, the Truth Speaks, aka the Pharaoh of the Ghetto, aka King Midas of the Hood. Everything I touch turn to white gold, platinum, titanium, whatever. Just doing this little video to update y'all on my progress, some activities, some events, some things that I got my hands in a little bit. I wanted to put everybody on to my full Sail University experience so far. I just enrolled in there about a month ago. Um, Class started last Sunday. I think like the 29th or 30th or something like that. And just all in all, like I got an undergraduate degree from Morgan State University. Shout out to the Bears, go Bears. But so I have experience with the traditional classroom setting and whatnot. But so I was a little skeptical about going to school online. But to be honest with you, like not only is it convenient, but the learning platform that Full Sail offers, if you pretty internet savvy, know how to move around from website to website, and know how to move in and out of, I guess, webinars, chat rooms, or whatever. It could be something that could be very appealing to the person who either doesn't have the time, the patience, or just really ain't feeling the traditional school way of doing things. So, that's how I feel about that. By the way, I'm pursuing my master's in internet marketing. What am I going to do with it? Right now, I'm hands on all the way. Like I don't sit around and philosophize and study and approach this from a student perspective. I approach it from the perspective of being hands on and being a doer, because with the field of internet marketing, it's really geared towards people who are doers, people who are self starters. It's not necessarily for the traditional um, academic who is going to take a year, 2 years, up to 4 years to try to finish their undergraduate or graduate degree and then start looking for a job in the field. Like I'm already in the midst of officially getting my business rolling. I'm still doing work, but I'm not like officially licensed or whatnot. So if you really want to be a boss, you got to do the proper legal procedures in order to get your business legit. So that's that with Full Sail. Pretty much I want to be a digital marketing guru. Want to help build small businesses, internet presence, and develop their interaction with potential customers and prospects and whatnot. In addition to helping fellow artists, in any genre of music, poets, models, get a website established, develop that website, and properly promote and get them the right marketing on the internet instead of just tweeting a whole bunch of bullshit. Excuse my language. It's strategic ways to not only gain followers, but to keep visitors revisiting your website, to keep followers, updated on your status and whatnot. So that's that on the Full Sail. I mean, it's a wonderful experience. Like I had my first webinar yesterday, and it was like being in a regular class. I'm just in the comfort of my home. My professor can't see me, so I can smoke a little of that good tree and sit in the tree while I'm in class or whatnot. By the way, I'm on one of my little favorite cafes, wireless cafes, The Last Drop. This is pretty much like a spot for artists, poets, film directors, videographers, kind of like the smartsy, artsy type of joint. So you see these stained glass windows. I'm in the basement. It's dark. It's dark in the basement, just like I like it on some Dead Poet Society shit. But on another note, I've been working slowly but surely on this project, man. The Truthspeaks mixtape, man. That's due out June 10th, and like I'm going for the gusto with that. It's way overdue. So for like all my homies, friends, family, associates, affiliates like that really know me and know the level of talent I have, like no more talking about it, we being about it. So look forward to downloading that mixtape. You should hear like a new single or two this week. I got this joint I'm working on currently called Never That. That's gonna be like my summertime, but a little bit more G'd out. Not no Big Willie shit. It's gonna be on some G shit. But I'm always lyrical regardless. I'm never gonna come on no rah rah, waka flocka. dummy Gucci man, just like the little homie Gliss said. It's easy to be Gucci man. It's harder to be Nas, you know. So I'm following the path for the artists, the Nas, the Lupes, the Kanye West, the Jay Z's, the Talib Kweli's, Mos Def, Commons, the Roots crew. Shout out to the Roots, you know what I mean. In particular, Black Thought, Questlove, and our boy Dice Raw, whatnot. Lastly, in addition to the Truthspeaks mixtape, I'm trying to build my mastermind team. Anybody who knows about Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, they'd be familiar with the term mastermind circle. Even the best masterminds, the most efficient and most, uh, you know, executive, um, visionary thinkers even need to have a mastermind circle to be able to execute power moves the way they like to. So right now, I have a website, rapstarlifestyle.com. Pretty much that's an online urban magazine that I plan on covering topics from fashion and design to, of course, hip hop music, um, album reviews, song reviews, artist interviews, local artist interviews, and people who just on their grind on the internet around the world that is willing to collaborate and do what it takes to get their name out there. Also, I'm gonna have a business section for the urban professional, um, and like probably like a little dating, romance, sex column or some shit like that, most likely, just to keep everybody in tune and engaged because everybody can't really handle in-depth intellectual, um, conscious and sophisticated conversations and topics. Some people just want to hear that rah-rah ignoramus stuff and hear about you know how to get the girl you want. Right, if you really had game, and like Nas said, I got no game. It's just some bitches understand my story. So like, I don't got no game. I'm just authentic in my approach to things, and I try to be regal and royal in my movements. You dig? So that's about it. This video is getting way longer than I expected. So you know, shout out to a couple people. Shout out to Young Bliss. Shout out to Yana Don. Shout out to Shane Chris. Um, you know, Shout out to Sil Spike, Jordan, doing his thing. Something like films, man. You're going to see more from that brother. Not only is his collaborations with CMG, but more well-known artists in the industry. Look out for that. Something like Productions, because homie's making his moves. Shout out to the whole CMG Content Music Group for life. You better keep your ear to the streets because we creeping on a lot of dudes out here. And if they looking at somebody in our camp, if y'all know about or y'all heard Young Bliss, go get that Def the Whack Rappers too, by the way. That thing is like really a classic, and you don't hear classic material coming from artists nowadays. So go get that. Um, Shout out to my buddy Tiara Lynn. She keeps it 100 on there. Shout out to Shardea. Shout out to Mark Futter. Shout out to a couple other people. And we just gonna keep it up and up, constant elevation, development, executing what we say we gonna do and being about it, and just bringing you the most creative and eccentric and original music, film, blogs, websites, and everything. And if anybody wants to be a contributor writer to the rapstarlifestyle.com website, I'm looking for writers. I'm looking for graphic designers. I'm looking for people that want to collaborate and take their game to the next level. That's what I'm all about. So, it's an old cliche, but real recognize real. If you're authentic, you genuine, you thorough, as they call it, you'll get back at me. If not, you just gonna keep playing make believe on Facebook and Twitter. Besides that, peace to all, and keep it popping, population. This is yours truly, the Truth Speaks, aka Will E. Penn, aka the Pharaoh of the Hood, aka King Midas of the block. Remember that. Oh, by the way, follow me at Truth Speaks.